Hey guys, I just wanted to do a video on sort of a misconception that people have with trading stocks, because I know people that are longer term investors and buy and hold and stuff, and a lot of them think that trading you have to stare at the computer all day, and that right now it's like crazy volatile, which it is, but even within this situation there are stocks that are kind of going up. You can call them a steady eddy, they just kind of go up. So I wanted to show you a couple examples, and I'm using TC2000 if you want to scan for stocks and find really good ones, even with fundamentals, and if you're a longer term dividend investor, or if you look at earnings and all that stuff. There's news as well you could get access to. But what I like to do is look at stocks that are just going up really nicely. You could buy these and hold them as long as there's a nice uptrend, or you could trade them, buy them at the, say at the pullbacks, like here and here, and maybe around here. Or you can just buy, and so even if you're trading, you could hold these like swing trading. You could hold these for weeks. This was March 24th, so that is, if I drag the mouse, that's a nice feature of TC2000, 1.3 months. So it's over a month that you could be holding this, all through the craziness of the situation that we're in right now. So that's one example. There's no guarantee it's going to keep going up forever, or even at this point it could have changed direction. But like I said, you find things that are trending nicely, you can get in at an appropriate point and ride that as long as possible. So ideally, you have a number of trades that you can just let ride and just watch them. You don't have to do much until the appropriate time. So one thing you could do is draw a trend line. So if I go here and hit the space bar, you get this trend line, and then you could just keep it until it crosses that. Another thing we can do at TC2000 is right click on the line and say set an alert, and when it crosses that line, you can get an alert. So you don't even have to watch it if you don't want, like even daily, you can just wait for that alert to come through. But even just looking at things for 5 seconds, near the end of the day if you wanted to. But the alerts are nice because you never know when that might get crossed, if that's what your criteria is. One other stock that I saw was Wayfair. I'll turn off the drawings here. But so basically, you have a similar situation since March. Well, this one actually started on the 19th, 20th. It started going up, but basically, you don't necessarily want to try to catch the very bottom. For a lot of people, you don't want to try to time that. But once you're in an uptrend, you could buy, and there's some spots that would make more sense, which is like close to this trend line here. When it sort of goes sideways a bit and connects up with the moving average. You also have to look at, you can look at the moving averages here. This is the 50 and the 200. So sometimes it'll kind of stall at the moving averages because people are looking at that. But basically, you could, if you bought this around the 24th, you could be still in this trade, which would be, like I said last time, 1.2, 1.3 months right now. So there's different ways you could find these types of stocks. So just a quick thing, but you probably want to refine this, is if you go to EasyScan and you type in recent uptrend, this is built in. The nice thing with TC2000 is you got these formulas. This is just close is greater than the close 5 days ago. Close 5 days ago is greater than the close 10 days ago, and close of 10 days ago was greater than the close 15. So you could change that to longer durations. You could use moving averages, etc. It's not going to be perfect because if it's fairly flat, it's still probably going to work. But let's just check a look. And like I said, you can refine this more if you want. ARCT. So this one was pretty flat until April 9th. So when you see it kind of go up above this this is why I use the 8 exponential moving average, you can buy. And right now you're looking at a holy smokes, 169% gain. And that is over 22 days, so in less than a month. Now there's no, like I said, there's no guarantee you're going to get that, but you can stay on these stocks as long as they're in a nice uptrend. So if you drew a trend line here and you were staying in it, all of a sudden it goes much steeper. You could potentially put another one, but it'll probably flatten out at some point. But one criteria you can use is as long as it stays above this 8 moving average. You can look at candles as well. There's different signals for candlesticks. So if you want to get TC2000, I've got a $25 off coupon. I'll put it in the link below. This is pretty amazing for finding trending stocks. Now, that recent uptrend is only 15-day period. So let's just pull this back a bit. It doesn't, like I said, you want to refine this. If I click around, you can spacebar through. So here's one. And like I said, there's other ways that I would look at finding uptrends, but this one is from April 21st. It's got a gain of, well, if I go to the top of the candle, 74%. This is a really low price stock, so a penny stock. But if you wanted to quickly do this without really refining your scan, you can look. And what you want to do is ideally get it at the beginning of the trend, but that gives you a head start. So you can see these ones are going up insane amounts, 100%. So you don't have to, if you buy here and it's above there and you put a stop loss, you can just ride it out until either you're, if you have a trailing stop, or you put a little criteria like an alert that when it crosses the 8 exponential, or if you draw a trend line, stuff like that. So it's very quick and dirty. So people are worried about, obviously, there's volatility. This can change at any moment, but there's ways to just buy and hold and wait till it triggers your stop losses or breaks your trend lines. And, you don't have to be staring at the screen all day and micromanaging, because a lot of times once you get into it, if you're watching it all day and you start to see it come, like if you saw this one come way down and bounce, you probably, you might be tempted to sell it. So, this avoiding watching it all the time is probably for the best, as long as you have some protections in there. So hopefully you guys like that. And like I said, you can get the TC2000 in the description below. I highly recommend it. I'm using it all the time, and I keep adding formulas and things. So I probably could put out some formulas and things for any custom, as I develop them over time. But good luck with that, and we'll talk to you in the next video.